Hello, everybody. This is Via, and this is MoveEasy Yoga with Via. And today is September 7th of 2021. We're going to start in static rest, which means you're going to lie supine, bend your knees, put your bent knees up on a chair. And then we'll time. You may want to put something under your head. This is a really nice way to allow the entire body to relax, and especially the psoas, the hip flexors. So go ahead and stay where you are and move your head, your cervical spine, right and left. Look right and left 6 times. Slowly. And when you're finished, come back to center and just move your eyeballs. Vagus nerve reset. Shift your eyeballs to the right. Don't move anything else. And wait for an involuntary sigh, swallow, yawn, or gulp. Come back to center. Shift your eyeballs only to the left. And wait for an involuntary sigh, yawn, swallow, or gulp. Come back and repeat 2 more times, 2 more sets without my cueing, right, left, and right and left. Just shifting the nervous system from fight and flight to relax and restore. Now bring your arms out into cactus position and down. And then while they're down, above your head, just like Kathy's are, go ahead and straighten your arms. So straighten your arms above your head. There, and bring them back down to cactus.
Oh, I see.
And just do that. This is actually very good. Try to run them along the floor as much as you can. You may not be able to reach the floor actually with the forearms. Straighten them and bend them. And then about 3 more times, straighten and bend. You can do this seated on the floor against the wall. Also, it's a really good postural pose. Cactus to straight arms. And then you can leave your arms in cactus pose or put them out in a T or down by your side. We're going to do head ramping. So just pressing the back of your skull into the floor. You can put a sponge ball under your head. You could put a set of therapy balls under your head. You can put your hands under your head. The idea, though, is to press the back of the skull, the back of the base of the skull, occipital ridge, into the floor. Hold it and release. And again, back, ramp. and release. And 2 more times. And then come up to a floor seated position with your neuro balls. Parvin and Caitlin, if you want, you can unmute because this is a small class and we can all interact. There's no, and then if you need to mute, you can. The first thing we're going to do is the floor seated, and you may need your bricks for this. Floor seated neural ball hand release. Untether your balls. So you have 2 half round balls. And the first position is at the top of the palm, right here in the top center. And we're going to stay for 40 seconds. So just pressing, putting your body weight. I'm doing this seated too with you. So you're going to just press your body weight into, we're going to do both hands at once. Press the body weight into that point. Releasing sensory stimulation and myofascial release for the hands. My hands are much less cranky than they used to be since I started this practice. Magic. Second point is smack dab in the middle of the palm, right where Kathy's pointing. Since I can't put my left hand that's in a sling on the floor, I'm just holding on to the neural ball and pressing on it. Trying to get a little bit of what I have on the other side, as much as I can. Move what you can and keep doing it. And maybe later you'll be able to move more things. And then the third one is just below this number 2 at the base of the palm. So try not to hike your shoulders up. It's easy to do here, but try to release the shoulders and the upper trapezius. Caitlin might be baking bread and doing yoga this morning. That's why we don't see her face. Or maybe there's another reason.
The reason is sometimes my children come in and see and talk with me.
Oh, okay.
Avoiding that.
Oh, okay. So the next position is on the outside edge of the hand, and just find your own best place to work. And then the inside edge of the hand, whatever you can find. And now go ahead to the last one is at the thumb pad. Switch sides. Oh, no, we don't have to switch sides on this one. Here's what I want you to do before we go to anything else. I want you to hold, let's do one hand at a time. This is grasping. So I want you to hold the ball, the half of the ball in your hand and move it in a circle. And I think it's easy to do just one hand. This is for grip. You can feel that it's for grip. So you're just moving your fingers. So Kathy, you're doing a circle with your wrists, but it's not that. You're using your fingers to move the ball around in a circle.
Oh, okay.
It might be hard to do. Now, see if you can do it the other way. That's even harder for me.
Am I doing it right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it feels a little awkward. But you can see you can feel how many muscles in your fingers that you're using. This is the grip enhancer. Go to the other side. It's hard to do both at once because it's kind of takes some focus to be turning this ball around in your hand. Reverse. It's harder for me anyway to reverse. But I just got a release in my neck from the work I'm doing in my hand. Everything's connected. Okay. When you're done, stay floor seated. And we're going to do a side bend, my traditional side bend. Cross your legs or find a comfortable floor seated position and take your right hand and just extend it along the floor. And then the top arm up and over. And so think of it as creating a C curve. So you might even want to go first a little bit to the left and then to the right. I should have mentioned that earlier. And now go ahead and drop your right elbow a little bit forward so you can feel a different kind of stretch in your armpit. Armpit comes up, torso comes up, go to the other side, slide your arm along the other arm along the mat. Opposite arm up and over. Bring your elbow forward. Bring your elbow up, bring your torso up, spine twist with rib cage slide. Put your left hand on your right knee, take your right arm behind you. Maintaining a rotation, spinal rotation to the right of the thoracic spine. And adding a rib cage slide if you'd like. Your chin can be looking straight forward over your chest, or you can take your chin and look over your shoulder, whichever feels right to you. You can do a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Slowly unravel, go to the other side. Right hand on left knee. Left hand behind you. Spinal rotation to the left. This is the thoracic spine, the upper spine that you're rotating. And slowly unravel. And come, we're gonna work on, this is a mixed triplet where we're gonna do 3 different moves that are related to the ankle and the knees. So the first thing we're gonna do is take a therapy ball, a therapy balls, not the neuro balls, the therapy balls in a tote, and you're gonna put the balls on a brick. And then roll your shin out. So coming into a quadruped position. And the balls are on the brick. And if that's too high for you, you could have your balls on the floor. What you want to do is roll out over the entire area, and it might require moving the balls or moving the brick. And I actually think I'm going to try using the bigger therapy balls, the alphas, and see, and on the floor without a brick. So, because that, even though that's the way Jill Miller does it on a brick, I think it might, it seems a little more awkward. So you're kind of up on your hands and knees and rolling the ball, rolling the shin from all the way up to the knee to all the way down to the ankle, rolling it out. Should feel really good. Sort of like an itch that's dying to be scratched here, I think. We don't do this very often. And if you have knee or ankle problems, this might be something you'd want to do. It's pretty easy to do.
think the farther your arm goes, is easier to do it.
The farther your arm goes out in front of you?
Yeah, it's easier to roll.
Okay, good, good, good to know, good to notice. Switch sides whenever you get a chance. And finish that up and come up to standing with a half round, not the half round Neuro balls, but the half round foam roller. Now we're gonna do ankles, and then we're gonna do something for knees in a chair seated position. So this is a whole set about knees and ankles. Find your half round. And you should be near a wall or a chair, because this is a balancing exercise, even though it'd be nice if you could do it in good posture with no help from a wall or a chair. But not necessary. Not nice, but not necessary. Your right foot, the top of your right foot comes up to the left side of the round. We're going to stay here, just compress. The first thing is just compression. The next position, you're going to stay here, and you're just going to, this is an ankle flexion. So you're going to flex the ankle, not the knee. The ankle flexes forward, and you're going to keep doing this for 40 seconds. Ankle flexes forward, just little, slow, easy. You ought to be able to feel the flex. The knee comes forward too, but it's not the initiator. And if you feel it too much in the knee, you need to make your movement, your flexion, ankle flexion smaller. Flexing forward and doing it again. Just purely forward flexion of the ankle. And now do the same thing, but you're going to come forward and a little bit to the outside of the foot. Come back to center. This time, the last time on this side, you're going to flex, ankle flexion forward and a little bit to the inside of the foot. And you just keep doing it, flex and flex and flex. And switch sides. Left foot to the far right of the half round. And just compress for 40 seconds, just compressing. This is a calf stretch too, as you may know, already know. If you're paying attention to your body and not just my voice, you already know this. Okay, now forward flexion, just straight forward at the ankle, please. Okay, this time, just a little bit to the outside of the edge of the foot. So flexing forward and a little to the outside of the foot. Come on back. And this time, come flex forward again towards the inside, a little bit to the inside of the foot. Still a forward flexion. And come on back. Find your way to a seated chair, and you can shake out your feet, wiggle your toes. We're going to do a, having released the shin and the ankles, we're going to do a chair seated shank release. Take your right leg and put it out in front of you with your heel on the floor. So the leg is, you're sitting, just sitting in the chair. Just take your right leg out with the heel on the floor And you can even put your hand on your thigh, and then you want to rotate the shank, not the ankle. You're not rotating at the ankle. You're rotating the entire foreleg. The foot comes with, but it's not the ankle that's rotating. That's the difference. You go to each side. Shank, the whole foreleg rotates out to the outside, and then it comes back and rotates to the inside. So remember, this is not an ankle circle. This is going to distinguish, this is going to teach your knee to create a lot of space at the knee, but try to keep your foreleg, your quads quiet and rotate at the shank, at the knee, not the ankle. Back and forth you go. This is probably new to you, so don't expect it to feel easy. This might be very awkward, but once you get to know this movement, you'll probably want to do it whenever you get a chance. Switch to the other leg. Now, try to keep the quad quiet, but the shank, the whole foreleg, goes out to the left and out to the right. This is not an ankle circle. This is not an ankle anything. If you have knee and ankle issues, this might be something you want to do a lot.
The knee and thigh goes with it.
Keep the thigh as quiet as you can so that you're trying to move just the front of the leg, the bottom of the leg. Let's try it again on the other side. We'll do one more set. I think I have to sit on the edge of my chair in order to do this.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
And the thigh does move actually, but you want to try not to have it move. I put my hand on the thigh and then try to move. Because if you are moving the thigh, you're moving at the hip. So you want to move at the knee. That doesn't mean the thigh won't move a little bit, but it's just not a movement at the hip. I mean, we could do that also to help you distinguish those movements. Switch sides. So go ahead and stop doing that. Let's switch to the right side just for fun and to distinguish between the joints, the three joints. Go ahead and move from the hip joint and go right and left, all the way from the hip, right and left. But see, this should feel very different when you're doing it from the hip. Externally rotating, internally rotating at the hip. And other side. All the way up at the hip. I think it's the knee one is hardest because the knee doesn't have that much range of motion actually. It's really a joint that really mainly flexes and extends. It doesn't really rotate. And we're trying to remind it of the small amount of rotation that it has. Go ahead and stop that and come up to standing. And we're going to do triplets, the first thing we're gonna do is a side bend at the wall here on a brick. So
Oh, okay. I see what you're doing.
yeah, this is called boomerang. You're gonna stand, on the inside leg is on a brick and you might, no, the outside leg is on a brick. You might want to have the brick a little away from the wall. You're going to stand on the brick. The outside leg is on the brick. You're holding, your arm is on the wall.
Trying to figure out how to show this. Hold on.
It's cross your, no, let's see. How does it? So, oh, I'm sorry, your inside leg is on the brick. Your outside leg is crossed over your ankle. One ankle is over the other. And then go ahead and bring your outside arm up and over. This is a back bend, boomerang, back bend, a side bend, sorry, not a back bend, a side bend at the wall. I mentioned this the other day. That's why one of the reasons I wanted to show it. Is you don't have to do a floor seated side bend. You could do this side bend at the wall. It's obviously, it's totally different, but it is a side bend, a lateral bend of the thoracic spine. Switch sides, and you're on a brick to enhance the bend. Stand on the brick, the other leg goes in front now, outside arm up and over. Try to feel the C curve at the waist. You're using your arms and your feet to increase the curve, increase the side bend. Come on back. Have your back to the wall. We're going to do a back bend at the wall, which is probably more familiar to you. We do it more often. Bring your arms up and so stand with your feet, the front of your feet directly in front of the back of your feet. Feet parallel, good posture, arms up and over. See if your arms or your fingers can touch the wall. This is a chest opener and a back bend. Oh, I forgot. I was going to do the therapy balls with the chest opener here, but we're not going to have time for that. Come on back out of this. We're going to do side bend at the wall, starting with the right on the right side, right shoulder to the wall, right foot forward, left foot back. Bend your elbows, rotate to the right, side bend using the wall. Holding for 40 seconds so we can build some bones. And unravel yourself quietly and slowly and go to the other side. Left shoulder on the wall, left foot forward, right foot back, bend your elbows, rotate your thoracic spine to the left and breathe. Your thoracic spine loves you when you rotate like this. It releases your upper back too. Rotates the spine, builds bone density, releases the upper back. Come all the way out of that. Find your way onto the floor for Yoga Nidra. You may want to put your legs back up on a chair or a block. Whatever you do, be very comfortable. Try to be find some comfort. And we're going to start by paying attention to the breath, just watching your breath. Breathing in, breathing out. Noticing that the belly rises as it inhales and retreats as it exhales. Now bring your attention and your awareness to the center of your eyebrows, center of your throat, right shoulder, elbow, wrist, right thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, right wrist, elbow, shoulder, center of your throat, left shoulder, elbow, wrist, left thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, left wrist, elbow, shoulder, center of your throat, spiritual heart center, right side of your chest, heart center, left side of your chest, heart center, navel center, center of your pelvis, right hip, knee, ankle, right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, right ankle, knee, hip, center of your pelvis, left hip, knee, ankle, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, left ankle, knee, hip, center of your pelvis, navel center, heart center, center of your throat, center of your eyebrows. That completes our 61-point guided Yoga Nidra meditation. Go ahead and start to wiggle and stretch and extend your legs along the mat and your arms overhead and stretch and pull and tug and left side, right side, just stretch and stretch. And then wiggle your fingers and your toes. Circle your ankles and your wrists. Hug your right knee to your chest. Your left knee to your chest. Hug both knees to your chest and rock from side to side. Rock from side to side. And then whenever you're ready, roll all the way over to the left or to the right, to the floor, using your bottom arm as a pillow. Pause here for a minute to thank yourself for coming to your yoga practice today. And then whenever you're ready, come up to seated. I'm going to take the spotlight off Kathy. I am going to put my view on gallery. You may want to also, and maybe unmute. And we're going to close. Hold on. Let me get a better position here. We're going to close prayer pose. Just a seated prayer pose, quiet. You may want to press for just a few minutes, press really strongly and find your scapula, your upper back. And then let that go and let your prayer pose be soft. And lift your skull, the base of your skull, up away from your shoulders so that you can roll the skull across the top of the cervical spine, nodding, bowing. The spine stays straight, cervical spine straight. Nodding and bowing, nodding and bowing. And noticing, knowing and noticing the light in each of us. And then knowing and noticing that we're all one light. We'll close by saying to each other, namaste.
Namaste.
They
Thank you, everybody. I'm going to stop.